this hadith clearly prohibits taking water.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد. حفظته؟ ليش؟ هو كاسب هذه الأيام. Memorize it. What's number 9? Yeah. All right. Read that one. Let's hear it. Stand up. Get you accustomed to saying it in front of the people. عن أبي محمد أبي محمد الحسن الحسن
bin Ali, recorded the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Oh no, I'm sorry. Reported. I memorized these words. The Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Leave that which is doubtful for you, or leave that which is doubtful to you, for that which is not doubtful. For truth is something you are at peace with, and falsehood is that."
That's a hadith Muslim, right?
وعن ابي هريره رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم من حسن اسلام المرء تركه ما لا يعنيه. رواه الترمذي.
ترى أنت ما حفظت هذا الحديث الصغير. بالله عليك ما حفظته. كم حرب والله حرب. عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال من حسن إسلام المرء رواه من؟ الترمذي. حفظته أنت؟ عيب عليك والله. You know, you Yemeni, right? Tell them do it. Tell them do it. No, do the Yemeni thing. Allahu musta'an. Such a small hadith that you didn't memorize it. You don't eat tonight. Alright. You guys, you know what you're going to have for sahur? Water. No. Allahu musta'an. Huh? تاكل ماء وتشرب تمر. Yeah, that's how you're going to do it. Alright, who is the best among you? Alright, hadith number 12. عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال قيل يا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم من أكرم الناس؟ قال أتقاهم. فقالوا ليس هذا نسألك. قال فيوسف نبي الله ابن نبي الله ابن خليل الله. قالوا ليس هذا نسألك. قال فعن معادن العرب تسألوني؟ خيارهم في الجاهلية خيارهم في الإسلام إذا فقهوا. متفق عليه. So here this hadith is reported on the authority of Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, in which the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was asked, who is the most honorable from amongst you? Okay, and what did he say? He said, Atqahum. So who is the most honorable person from amongst the people? He said the person with the most amount of taqwa. What is the definition of taqwa? Man, you keep giving me this definition every time I ask you. Yeah, it's a shield. And the actual meaning, it comes from ittaqa, which means to set up what? A protection. Alright? Al-waqaya. Alright, protection from what? There's a protection between you and the punishment of Allah. And how do you get this? What is this barrier?
But doing what Allah made mandatory and staying away from what He made.
Yeah, fulfilling the commandments of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and staying away from his prohibitions. Just like the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, مَا أَمَرَتُكُمْ بِهِ فَأْتُوا مِنْهُ مَا اسْتَطَعْتُمْ وَمَا نَهَيْتُكُمْ عَنْهُ فَاجْتَنِبُوهُ. So here the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he put the obedience with what? مَا اسْتَطَعْتُمْ, with the capability, with the ability. But with the prohibitions, he said what? فَاجْتَنِبُوهُ. Why? What's the wisdom behind this?
Because you have to strive to do good deeds, but leaving haram is easy.
Exactly, because doing something good requires ability. For you to stand up and pray, you need to have the ability to do what? Stand. But you might not have the ability to stand, so what do you have to do?
Sit.
You have to sit. Maybe sitting is too difficult because you're really sick or you really have a problem with your spine or something. So then you have to do what? You have to lay down. So you carry out the obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with the best of your capabilities. Okay, to the best of your capabilities. But with the disobedience and the ma'asiyah and the sins, he said, فَاجْتَنِبُوهُ. What does this mean, فَاجْتَنِبُوهُ? It means that you put yourself ala jamb wahid, wal-dhunub, wal-ma'asiyah ala jamb thani. You stay completely far away from it. Okay, you can stay completely away from it. Why? Because staying here, it's not connected to ability. Why? Do you need ability to stay away from sins? No. You need the ability to do what? To do the sins. No, to do a sin, you have to do what?
Do the sin.
You have to go towards it. Yeah, if you're trying to get with a girl, you have to go to the girl. That's ability. But what ability does it take you to stay at home and fear Allah? Nothing. You're actually not doing so. That's why he said, وَمَا نَهَيْتُكُمْ عَنْهُ فَاجْتَنِبُوهُ. Stay completely away from it. You have no excuse. But the obedience, it requires what? Ability. You want to go on a Hajj. You really want to go on Hajj. What do you need?
Money.
You need money. You need a visa. You need a lot of things. You need some place to stay when you get there. You need to make sure that your family is taken care of while you're gone. So many things that go into doing Hajj. And you might not have the ability. So if you don't have the ability, what did the Prophet ﷺ say? وَحَجَّ الْبَيْتِ إِنْ اسْتَطَعْتَ إِلَيْهِ what? سَبِيلًا. So if you don't have the means to make Hajj, what? It's not binding upon you until you have the means. If you have the means and then you don't make Hajj, yeah, major sin. Alright, so he said, أَتْقَاهُمْ. So أَتْقَاهُم are the people that are the most, how can you say, meticulous and hardworking and diligent in carrying out the commands of Allah and staying away from His prohibitions. These are the most honorable amongst all the people. All this other stuff about lineage and tribes and who you are, the most honorable people in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is what? Yeah. What did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say? What's the ayah? Ya ayyuhan nasu. Inna akramakum indallahi atqakum. So he said this, that he made you from a male and a female. And he made you into shu'uban wa qaba'il. The shu'ub are what? The nations, and generally the nations are referring to the ajam, the non-Arabs. And the qaba'il is referring to what? The tribes of the Arabs. So he separated you all into different tribes and nations. They what? For what? So we can fight each other? So we can sit here and just like, oh, you speak a different language than me. I don't like you. Oh, you're a different color than me, so I don't like you. Is that why he created us different? No, he said, لِتَعَارَفُوا. So you can get to know one each other. You can share things, because if we were all the same color, all the same language, all the same customs, that would be a boring life, wouldn't it? Boring. But now you get to know about other people's customs, other people's cultures. It makes interesting here, you know. It brings, you know, and it's beneficial, something that you can learn about people, you know. But this is the purpose of why he did that. He said, "Inna akramakum indallahi what? Atqakum." But the most honorable from amongst you is the people who are the highest in the level of their taqwa. Their taqwa. Doesn't matter who you are. You could be from the lowliest of people as far as status in this society. but you have that type of taqwa and you go in and seek knowledge, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala raises you up on the day of judgment above every single person. Don't look at these people with their status. And don't get fooled and duped by people just because you see what they have. You think that this is what? This is just mata'ul hayat dunya. These are just possessions of this world. What you're trying to do is you're trying to earn that status with Allah, not with the people. The people, nothing. It means nothing, right? So try to focus on obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. First, you have to learn what is obedience to Allah. And that takes what? It takes knowledge. It takes you going out seeking knowledge, reading the sunnah, studying the sunnah, reading the Quran, studying the Quran, memorizing the Quran, reading the tafsir. You know, just as you focus on memorizing the Quran, also focus just as much on what? Understanding it and practicing it. Because first you need to understand the Quran. How many people have memorized the Quran, wallahi, they can't even give the tafsir of Surah Al-Fatiha? How many people? So what's the benefit? It's what? The Quran, what did the Prophet ﷺ say? Al-Quran what? Hujjatun lak aw alayk. Alright, so it's either something that will argue on your behalf or argue against you. It will be a hujjah alayk, it will be evidence against you. So we seek the knowledge first, and then we know what obedience is, and then we strive to carry out that obedience. And that is how we become the akram an-nas, inshallah. Allah yaj'alna minhum. فَقَالُوا لَيْسَ هَذَا نَسَأَلُكَ. He said, and then he said, this is not what we're asking you about. He said, قَالَ فَيُوسُفُ نَبِيُّ اللَّهِ. So Yusuf, alayhi salam, is the prophet of Allah, the son of a prophet of Allah. Who's his father? Yaqub. Ibn Nabiyullah. Alright. Ibn Khalilillah. Ibrahim. What is the Khalil? What does this mean?
Very close. Very close.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took how many people as a Khalil? Two. So in Aqidat al-Tahawiyah, where he said that the Prophet ﷺ is what? Habibullah. Is this correct? It's a khata. Why is it a khata?
Because Habib is lower than Khalil.
Exactly. Anybody can be a Habib. If you are in obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you can be mahbub with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It came in the hadith about Jibril, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, إِذَا حَبَّ اللَّهُ عَبْدًا. What does he do? If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves a servant, what does he do? نادى في السماء يا جبريل إني أحب فلانا فأحببه. So I love this person, so you love him. ثم ينادي جبريل في أهل السماء. And then Jibril will call out to the people of the Sama, of the heavens, and say, إن الله يحب فلانا فأحبوه. And then he calls out to the rest of the angels and said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves this person, so all of you love him. ثم يجعله قبول في الدنيا. And then acceptance is spread in the earth for him. Where the hearts of the believers, they also love him. Alright, so this love can be for any servant that obeys Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So saying that the Prophet ﷺ is the Habibullah, like is what came in Tahawiyah, is not correct. You're actually lowering the status of the Prophet ﷺ. Because he said, لو كنت متخذا من أمتي خليلا لاتخذت من على اتخذت أبو بكر خليلا ولكن صاحبكم خليل الله. Alright, so he said, if I was going to take a Khalil, Khalil is a very close, like, this is an intimate, close person. You share everything with, this is only going to be like that one person, right? He said, if I was going to take this person from the people of the dunya, لَاتَّخَذْتَ أَبُو بَكْرَ خَلِيلًا. I would have taken Abu Bakr as a Khalil. وَلَكِنْ صَاحِبُكُمْ, وَلَكِنْ your companion is what? I'm the Khalil, not Hamid, but the Prophet. He said he's the Khalil of Allah. So this is the highest status of muhabba. The highest status of being loved by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is that you can be what? The Khalil of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's only for two people, for Ibrahim and for Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Alright, so here you mentioned when Ibn Khalilillah, قالوا ليس هذا نسألك. We're not asking about this either. قال فعن معادن العرب تسألوني. He said, are you asking about the classes of the Arabs? Like the levels of the Arabs? He said خيارهم في الجاهلية. Now this خيارهم في الجاهلية, this is commonly mistranslated. خيارهم في الجاهلية, it does not mean that they're good actions in Jahiliyyah. It means that whoever from amongst them in Jahiliyyah had a strong lineage, that they will continue to be khiyarukum fil Islam, that they will still, like their lineage and their honor and their sharaf will continue into Islam, either what? What was the condition? Either faqahu, if they get an understanding of the deen, that they will still be honored even in this deen, but if they don't fulfill that condition, we don't care what tribe you come from. But we will honor the tribes, like for example, the people from Hashim. What is this? This is a tribe of what? So alright, Quraysh is from Hashim. Alright, so we have we have Hashim, which is the family of the Prophet. It's Quraysh, okay, yeah. Alright, and then Quraysh is one of the most ashraf of what? Qaba'ah. Nasabah. They have the best, the most honorable lineage. But if he's drinking wine, smoking weed, and not praying, does his lineage mean anything? No. So, and what's the hadith for this? It's at the very end of a hadith where the Prophet ﷺ said a bunch of advice, and then this was the last part of the hadith. He said, "Man batta'a bihi amaluhu, lam yusri' bihi what? Nasabuhu." He said, whoever is slow to act, his lineage is not going to take, is not going to be what? Something that he can call on and say, oh no, but even though I didn't do anything, I'm from this tribe, I'm from that tribe. He said, no. Man batta'a bihi amaluhu, whoever is slow to do action, lam yusri' bihi, his lineage will not go quicker to plead for him. It will not be evidence for him. Your actions, this is what it's about. It doesn't matter who you are, where you came from, what family you are, none of that matters on the day of judgment. So he said, خِيَارُهُمْ فِي الْجَاهِلِيَّةِ, the khiyarahum is the most honorable in the ashraf. خِيَارُهُمْ Islam إِذَا فَقَهُ. And this hadith is in Bukhari and Muslim. Y'all think y'all can memorize this one? Or are you going to say, oh, it's Ramadan, I can't memorize the hadith in Ramadan? What are you going to do? Inshallah. Any questions? Nothing? سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك اشهد ان لا اله الا انت استغفرك واتوب اليك.